All right, can you hear me? Gotcha. Okay. No, we're good now. I just had to run Windows Update, of course. The timing is excellent. Microsoft always. And that's why I was 5 minutes late, because my computer was restarting, and then of course it decides to switch around my microphone. Yeah, also I have messed around with some of the settings with the mic, so if it sounds funny or anything, let me know. I turned the volume down a little bit. It's going to be a little less harsh when I do certain inflections. I was watching like streams, and when I would get a little excited about something, it would hit like the sound ceiling, and it would the whole sound quality would go to crap. So fiddled with the volume levels a little bit. Hopefully we're good here. Oh, there was one more thing I wanted to do before I started, and that is to make sure that my stuff is up and running. Let's try this here. Trying to get back to my desktop here. For whatever reason, it's not letting me. Oh boy, professional streamer over here. How about that? There we go. This looks better. This is the jobber I wanted to do right here. Yes, please. Yeah. Capture devices. Yeah, okay, so it's probably all over the place right now. I need to get my Yeti microphone. There we go. No, not rebooting again. All right, we're just going to have to deal with it. We're all professional streamers. Yeah, okay, so hello, Magus. Hello, Calidran. Hello, Hybrid Avenger. Yeah, we're all doing good here. Let me make sure that my monitoring is working good. Everything's doing well. All right, we're good. Okay. So, let's get going here. I am doing, I'm on New Game Plus 2 right now, and I've been working really hard on what the hell is the end game in Starfield, right? Once you get to a certain level, you beat the main quest, what else is there to do? Well, you could play it just like Skyrim, right? And in that case, it's going to... you're going to have a good time, right? You can go through the main quest, you can do your factions, you can do whatever your character is going to do, and then you can stop your playthrough right there and start a new character. Nothing wrong with that at all. However, there's a lot more to do and see in the game. There's a lot more powerful gear to get, first of all. There's a lot more powerful Starborn abilities to get. You can actually level these things up in New Game Plus. There are a lot more very powerful enemies to fight, and there are a lot more levels to get. And character level does a lot. And character level allows you to buy upgraded weapons, upgraded gear, and also upgraded items for your outposts and for your ship building. So you get a huge chunk of experience every time you beat the game and go through New Game Plus and do it again. But in this game, the story itself, the main storyline, is very tightly coupled with the hold on, let me... This is ridiculous here. I'm all over the place. Stupid Windows. The main storyline is very tightly coupled with New Game Plus. Going through that Unity, starting it over again. You may actually have a very different reality when you step through that Unity and then you rejoin Constellation. Things might be completely different the next time around. It's random, so it might be completely the same for the first 2 or 3 New Game Pluses, but maybe New Game Plus 4 or 7, you're going to walk into the lodge and everybody's going to be you. Or everybody's going to be Starborn trying to kill you. Or, you know, anything. It's going to be crazy, and it's all part of the main storyline, and I think that's absolutely genius. I was really wondering how New Game Plus is working in this game, how the end game is supposed to pan out, but yeah, that's all baked in by BGS. Good job, BGS. I'm here for it. Yeah, I mean, maybe your end game is, you know, saying to hell with the main storyline and just building your ships and your outposts and building up your crew and everything like that, but I feel like if you're not doing New Game Plus, you know, several times, you're not really seeing the whole story of the game. I think that's the way Bethesda meant it. Now, for this stream, what we're doing here today, or what I'm doing anyway, is I'm trying to find these artifacts here. If you choose to skip the main storyline on a New Game Plus and just kind of get to the next one or whatever, then your main goal becomes to find all these artifacts to reconstruct the Unity and step through it again. You can also run around the galaxy finding Starborn abilities to level those up. If you already have them, and find the ones that you didn't have before. So I'm going to be doing both of those. But also what I want to do today is maybe scout out some of these high-level planets, right? So not only do I want to keep doing New Game Plus to see everything that there is to see with that, I would like to also find these organic farming locations. Like anything level 50 and up, preferably something around level 70 would be great. But this system here, Leviathan, I want to go explore that, and I want to find a planet that has human enemies on it, because that's where you're going to get the best gear. That's also going to present the most interesting challenge, especially on higher difficulty levels. And also, like, if you're into hunting alien life, which to me just gets a little spammy. The higher level aliens to hunt in this game, they are just bullet spongy, so they'll burn through a lot of your ammunition. And they don't always present much of a challenge, unless you're fighting terramorphs or very select few other species on other planets. So I'm really looking for human outposts to conquer on these high level planets, and they've been pretty elusive so far. So those are the three main things I'm doing. Is I'm hunting down the temple powers, I'm finding pieces of the artifact, and I am looking at high level planets to see to scout out some potential farming locations. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Hi Maldorath, welcome. Maldorath, Macadamia, I mispronounced that. Macadamia, hope you're doing well. I don't know where I got Maldorath from. What a doof. Maldorath. How do I mispronounce Macadamia as Maldorath? I'm a silly guy. Welcome. I hope you're doing well, friend. Alright, we're trying to get to wherever this artifact is stored here. And once we get this artifact, we might be able to talk to Vladimir Saul about finding another temple ruin that we can use to find another Starborn ability. Now, these artifacts are usually well guarded, so we can get a good amount of XP. Yeah, I mean, these enemies in these places aren't very high level though, so. But we're friends. I think we're friends.
Hey, you!
Me?
Hey, you're not supposed to.
Diplomacy failed. Okay. So yeah, one of the new Cyberneticist tricks that I have is in the social tree, I went ahead and grabbed diplomacy. I'm working on leveling that up. And I am role-playing this as not really just being socially adept, but more so being a technology genius, right? He's doing more mind control stuff through the hand scanner over here than he is just trying to become friends with these people. So this is actually good to go, and I can take rank 3 whenever I want, allowing me to affect NPCs up to level 20, but also, once I get 4 ranks in here, then I'll be able to take instigation, and I can start making enemies fight each other. Very cool, right? So I'm kind of modeling this after the Cyberpunk 2077 quick hack system, where through your optical implants, you can actually hack people's other people's implants. That's kind of how I'm doing it here. I like to roleplay that our hand scanner here is actually like an optical implant, and we're using this implant to hack into other people's brains and equipment and things like that. High-level Cyberneticist stuff right there. I can see my voice just hitting a hard ceiling on my mic equalizer here. I spent hours this morning trying to get the volumes just right, and this stupid Windows update just destroyed all of it. Yep, there we go. Okay, so New Game Plus also makes the game a lot harder. It makes enemies output more damage, up to, I think, up to like 2 times at, hold on. Up to 2 times the amount, and that stacks with your difficulty level. So if you are on very hard, then enemies are doing 4 times the amount of damage that they would normally be doing. Which makes things like reactive barrier and different camps and stuff a lot more important. New Game Plus also it doesn't reduce the amount of damage that you do, but it does reduce the amount of damage that you resist. Your damage reduction numbers actually shrink. So your enemies become stronger, you become weaker. Even though you do the same amount of damage, your enemies will have higher level health. So it gets harder and harder each time you do a New Game Plus. So if you think the game is too easy, New Game Plus is for you. Also, you see me using Reactive Shield, and I got the 2nd rank of Reactive Shield here. This is very important for very difficult, very hard difficulty, along with New Game Plus. I'm at New Game Plus 2 right now, so I got a long ways to go. This is only going to get harder. But if we look at our status here and go to character, we're going to see all the total damage resistances that we have from our armor and stuff like that. We are at 159, which isn't great out of the box, but it's not bad for starting gear. If you get like other advanced spacesuits and you're able to improve them via like engineering and things like that, you're going to be able to get a lot higher damage resistances here. But if I do Reactive Shield here, which is a Starborn ability, which I just said, I have the 2nd rank of that. We go back in here to character. Wow, look at that, 434. So that's about 180 something. Or no, I'm sorry, 380 resistance all the way across the board, EM, energy, and physical. That's a huge jump in armor rating or damage resistance. So you're going to be seeing me cast this a lot. Hybrid Avenger. How's it going? Okay, saying hi to everybody. Great. Was hoping to play this sometime after I get an upgrade for the PC. The PC guy who visited yesterday, or on Thursday, was positive that Starfield would work. Oh, after your upgrades? When do your upgrades? So the guy visited on Thursday. Does he have to ship some parts in or something? That's awesome. You excited to play, Caladran? Man, I was so excited. I've been excited for this game for like years.
Here we go.
Got anybody else in here? No, that guy's the only one. Oh! There was another guy. Hey, where are you going? Makes it a lot easier to kill someone when they're not fighting against you, you know? Yeah, so this is the diplomacy skill. All you have to do once you take the perk, or the skill, I guess is what they call them in this game. Once you get that perk for the diplomacy skill, you can access enemies through the scanner and just, you know, hit your action button a couple times for the different options that you have to manipulate the enemy. And diplomacy is going to be up top. Manipulation will be there too if you've done the Ryujin quest line, which I did do in earlier playthroughs. Those carry over. Hey, Bobby Light. Welcome, welcome. That's Jealous, I believe. What the hell's going on here? Murder. It's like Magus is running it. Yeah. No, he was trying to kill me first, and then he wasn't trying to kill me, and then I tried to kill him. So it's not quite murder. It's preemptive self-defense. It's retroactive preemptive self-defense. We're playing with timelines here. It's okay. It makes sense if you don't think about it. I like to grab a couple of those Calumites. They are rare resources, and some upgrades actually need them. So I'll grab a couple of them. You really only find them around artifacts, so it does make sense to mine some of it while you're here, because you're not gonna find it anywhere else. Let's clear the rest of this place. You never know when you're going to run into a legendary weapon that makes sense for your build, you know? Oh. I am still trying to be tactical about this stuff. I am on very hard difficulty. New Game +2, so things are not really a cakewalk like they normally are. Eh. It is kind of murdery, right? But not really, because they were trying to kill me first, and then they stopped trying to kill me, so I just decided to kill them. It's justified. I don't know if it's gonna hold up in a... I don't know. Maybe it'll hold up legally. Who knows anymore? What are they gonna do? I'm the freaking Starborn. Do I have multiple characters? I don't, no. Not yet, anyway. I will eventually, because New Game Plus is a hole that goes very, very, very deep and has very many layers. So there's no way that I'm going to, quote-unquote, finish a character before I feel like I want to start another one. I am very focused on figuring out what makes the Cyberneticist tick, because I do want to do a build guide of this at some point. For the Cyberneticist specifically. And then maybe all of the starting classes. With how long it's taking this playthrough to get there, I don't know that I'm ever going to get to all of them before, like, just have mods start coming out. Notably, like, maybe skill overhauls from a nice Ion and things like that, if he's still into it by then. We'll see. Crap, Magus is here, I'm leaving. New Game Plus is same character, just restarted. That's indeed the case. It's a new character, but it may be a different playthrough. Things change with each New Game Plus a little bit. I think somebody asked up there if you only get one of the if the Starborn gear is always the same. No. The Starborn stuff, specifically the armor, you get an upgraded armor set each time you start. Ooh, Shattering Combat Knife. I'll sell that, but I'm not going to use it. Positron batteries I actually use quite a bit. You do get an upgraded set of gear every New Game Plus all the way up to New Game Plus 10. So to help with the enemies doing more damage and having more health, you get some upgraded armor resistances, things like that. Well, where do I want to play this? Do I want to play this here? No, I can't play that there. I have to play this one here. You also get upgraded ships as well, but those ones I think you only get upgraded ships up to like New Game Plus 6 or 7. You started over again, Magus? Yeah, I figured that's where that was going toward the end of the stream yesterday. I have made mistakes with this build as well, right? I was kind of the mind is, okay, I'll just power through New Game Pluses to be able to take the skills and stuff to be able to fix it to get to where I want to be. It's going to take a little more time because leveling does slow down, just like, you know, Skyrim, Fallout 4, you start getting less experience for the same level enemies. So if you really want to try a completely different build and start over, yeah, there's no shame in that. I'm not gonna tell you did the wrong thing. But in my case, I was most of the way there where I wanted to be. There were just a couple skills that I didn't need that I should have spent in other places. Those ones I'll take this build up to level 60, 65. At least, and take those skills that I wanted to in order to see how the synergies work and see how it affects the playstyle and things like that. I have better defense than others, especially melee, but he felt weaker. Okay, like in terms of damage output? I mean, I feel like a lot of that had to do with avoiding the combat trees. Which I think you can make it work, but you have to have some really badass gear. Oh, I have a lot of auto slots. Why not just use those? Shotguns, yeah. Xenobiologist, nice. Yeah, I'll try most of them. I don't know if I'm going to get around to all of them, but I think I'll try most of the starting classes. I mean, they give you a nice little head start in one direction, but with only like 3 given skills, I think you can really completely do a 180 and do a completely different build from a starting class. It is nice to get the head start in like rankings and stuff like that, or a head start toward your skill count in a certain skill in order to get to the second ranks, or the second tiers, I guess. I really don't know what to call everything at this point. It's like, are they skills? Are they perks? Skill points, perk points, and then what do you call the actual, like, what do you call combat? What do you call science? What do you call technology? Are those skills, or are those categories? What are those? So Cutter, Arc Welder as a weapon this time, Xenobiologist as class, and focus on lasers for weapons with some tech science abilities. Nice. Magus is playing as a miner again. Well, he comes from coal country. That's where like anthracite coal was actually like discovered and stuff. If I remember correctly from my wife's Scranton history lessons. The Electric City. Ability trees. We have a mine here, still functional. Nice. I don't think anybody actually uses it, right? I mean, you can go, I think it's mostly just used for tours and stuff anymore. I think there's little to no actual coal industry there anymore, but it used to be like the place.
What?
Yeah.
I felt that one.
Oh, it blocked you because you said weirdo? Yeah, I don't have any kind of, I don't think I have any kind of auto moderation or anything. I usually have enough mods in the chat to be able to handle that stuff, but maybe YouTube is implementing some auto mod stuff. I don't know. My wife and I call each other weirdos all the time. I don't think either one of us get too offended. No, I take that back. My wife probably gets offended when I call her a weirdo. She thinks I'm a weirdo. I don't take offense to it because I kind of know I'm a weirdo. I'm a little bit weird. She does not acknowledge or realize the extent of her weirdness, and she never has, even though, you know, I can stop her in the middle of doing something completely bizarre and weird, and I'll say, and I'm the weird one. And it just doesn't register with her. So, I don't know. Some people take offense. I don't know. I think being weird is like a compliment, right? That's what gives you your personality. If everybody's completely normal, then nobody's nobody's different. Nobody has anything setting them apart, right? Embrace your weirdness. It's okay. You can be weird, but you are weird. Am I right? I'm right. I'm totally right. I know I'm right. She can't call you a weirdo unless we see her Skyrim built. Yes, really fair point. I don't think she would even know where to begin. Although, speaking of my wife playing games, we do like to play Super Mario games together, and that comes out on Friday, a week from yesterday, so we are looking forward to playing that. Gotta love a new Mario game. This one's 2D again. 2D Mario games are the best, right? The 3D ones are good too, but there's something special about a 2D platforming Mario game. And this one's supposed to be pretty good. A lot of people played it. A lot of people really liked it in previews and stuff, so I'm excited. The wife's excited. We're all excited. Enigmatic Nomad, welcome back, buddy. Hope you're doing well. I think I was telling Mal recently, or Magus, that I personally don't care what people say unless you are responsible for my food already. That is a wise policy there, Bobby. Been playing the absolute frick out of Cyberpunk. Awesome. Yeah, I am really looking forward to getting into that game. I really want to get my head wrapped around endgame for Starfield, which it's there. I just need to do a lot more grinding on it, right? And I'm also very close to finishing my Scorpion build guide. So I want to get that out. I want to get in a good place with Starfield, and then I am diving into Cyberpunk just like you. Cyberpunk, even before that 2.0 update and Phantom Liberty, was one of my probably top 3 games of all time. That game is so good. Even at launch, I loved that game. The absolute mess, the absolute broken mess that game launched in. I was enamored with it. I was in love. And it's only gotten better. 2.0 is so good. I'm really looking forward to getting into those new overhauled perk trees. Maybe that's something you'll be able to play too, Caladran, when you get your upgrades. Cyberpunk. I think you'd like that. If you're into Fallout and Skyrim and stuff like that, I think you'll be into Cyberpunk. You don't really get to tell as much of your own story. It's really kind of a guided story of V, the character that you play, but it's there's a lot of the open world stuff, and there's romance in it. You get to romance your people. The story that it tells is really, really good. The aesthetics of the city are awesome. It's good stuff. Oh, you have Cyberpunk, but not really played it? Might try it. Yeah, so that's what we're talking about with the 2.0 update. They fixed a lot of the bugs, but they also overhauled pretty much all of the mechanics. So all the perk trees and everything are completely remade from the ground up. A lot of new stuff to discover, but then like things like the clothing and armor system, like the armor system is completely different now. You get to wear whatever clothes you want and not have to worry about the buffs and everything. That's just purely aesthetic, and then all the armor and stuff is tied to your cyberware. And cyberware was completely overhauled. You get like aesthetic cyberware and stuff that you can get now too, and driving was completely overhauled. The crime system was completely overhauled, if I hadn't mentioned that already. All really good stuff. Have I ever traveled to Mars? I have traveled to Mars. Do you want to see Mars? Not in real life, of course, but in the game, yes, definitely. I have been to Mars several times. There's more life on Mars than there is on Earth in this game. Yeah, this game, the magnetosphere of the Earth dissipated, and its atmosphere completely imploded. Earth is completely barren in this game. The main quest line does take you to Earth to like different like NASA museums in order to get certain recordings and things that will help you try to solve the mystery of the Unity. Oh, another thing that I need to do is I need to work on my crew. So the ship that you get as a Starborn in New Game Plus, it's good. It's a great starter ship. It's way better than the Frontier, but it's not upgradable. So at some point you start to feel underpowered, especially compared to other Starborn if you're fighting them. But the way that you can make up for that is that by default, the Starborn ships give you a capacity of 5 crew. 5 crew in this thing. You can put 5 people in here.
Star Parcel freighter to unknown vessel. I have an urgent package. Star Parcel's fleet's got a load of these aging Deimos monsters.
I haven't seen this yet.
Tanks, but well past their warranty. It's gonna take hours to fix this, if we can get the engine back online at all.
I can try to help with the repairs. Maybe I have seen this.
Company policy is only employees are allowed on the ship. If you step foot on here, I'm out of a job.
Uh-oh.
I got a hot package that's paid for expedited delivery. They'll dock my pay if it doesn't get to
This
its
really
destination.
shouldn't matter at all to a New Game
Star Parcel will
Plus
reward you well if you
Cyberneticist, right? He's a very big picture kind of guy. I'm not interested in doing a delivery job.
Well, thanks for hearing me out. Good
Yes,
luck out
I have
there.
a couple times, Nomad. That's hilarious. That made me laugh the first time I heard it, and maybe the second time, and the third time, and the fourth time, but then after you see it the 5th time, you just start ignoring him. But it's hilarious. I love that they put that in the game. Let's see. No, I think I've actually had encounters where they let me board their ship and fix like broken stuff after an attack and stuff. Maybe that was part of a side quest, actually. I don't remember. Anyway, can I power from beyond? There we go. Vladimir is available to send me to another temple here. Let's go do that. Before we do that, though, let's scout some planets. I want to scout some planets here. Let's take a look at some high level planets here. We're talking at least level 50. That's 40. That's not anything. Level 55, Newton. Okay. So I need to come down here to Nicola, and then we will be going to Newton from there. And what I'm looking for in these high-level systems is a place with, like, human outposts. They could even be ruins, right? They don't have to be, like, currently being worked on or anything. But I do want a chance for human enemies and high-level gear. It's Newton? No, that's Bardeen. Okay, this is confusing because I feel like every time I come through here... Oh, there it is. It just turned white because now I can jump straight to it. Alright, yeah, I think the star charts need an overhaul. They're not very useful. Jimmy VHS, what's up, buddy? Good to see you back. Hope you're having a good weekend so far. Cyberpunk made you stop playing Yeah, I mean, that's exactly why I have avoided Cyberpunk, because everything in it looks amazing so far, and I really want to get to the bottom of this Cyberpunk, or this Starfield stuff. Let's see, water is biological, magnetosphere is average, atmosphere is good, temperature... Okay, so this will have life on it. I don't see any landing spots with outposts or anything on it, so we might have a lot of alien life here, but I don't know. Let's go ahead and just land and see if there's any good points of interests or anything. Rocky Desert? Sure, why not? This is hospitable to life. We might get some, you know, spacers and stuff landing here and there. The higher level planets that you land on, the higher level enemies you're gonna find. And the higher level enemies you're gonna find, the better gear they're gonna have. So that's what I'm looking for. I don't see any outposts or anything out in the distance. I'm not going to waste my time, like, scanning too many things. I really see nothing out here. I don't see any points of interest. Oh, there's one over here. And it's just a natural thing. And there's some life signs over here. Let's go check out the life signs. And if there's any fauna on the way, yeah, there's something right there. Oops, do not want to do an outpost here. Although this would probably be a nice planet to set up shop on. Oh, getting that stupid backwards scope bug. Can't even see what level this guy is. Level 20. Yeah, see, these guys get really spongy. Let's see how much... Only 39 experience. Yeah, probably not worth my time. Ooh, level 55. Problem is, it takes a really long time to kill these guys. They end up taking all your ammo, and the experience really isn't worth it unless you're being able to kill them really quickly. This guy's only level 1. He's not going to give me anything. Yeah, 9 XP. That's... Even if I'm killing like 20 of these, it's not really even worth the time or the ammo, right? Now I have to because they're all coming after me. Plus, you gotta go to some planet and then just start killing all these animals that did nothing to you. I mean, if they're attacking you, they're highly aggressive, that's one thing, but these guys are just territorial, right? They're not aggressive. So I feel bad doing that. It's a video game, I know, you're shooting stuff for experience, but if you're really immersing yourself in the game, that's I don't want to just go slaughter a bunch of animals that don't mean any harm to me. Wow, something killed that guy over there. Hunting sunflower. Oh, yeah, I've seen these things before. 90 experience points. Okay, now we're talking. I mean, that was still 5 rounds on my... of my gun here, but... Yeah, I'm gonna go hit up these life signs up here. Once I get there, if I don't see anything else that looks like a human outpost, then I'm gonna book it to the next planet. Not exactly obeying the Prime Directive, indeed. Yeah, wasn't Star Trek's thing, the Enterprise, wasn't its whole thing just to, like, discover and observe? Could you imagine if Captain Kirk just landed on a planet and just started decimating the life on that planet? It'd be a very different show. Do the Starborn suits keep you protected against planets with Inferno and Deep Freeze? Yeah, to a certain extent. So every time you start a new game plus... Oops, excuse me, let me get out of here. You get a Starborn armor. You get a new one, an upgraded one for the first New Game Plus 10. The first 10 New Game Pluses, right? So I'm on New Game Plus 2 right now. This is my second suit of armor. And each time you get a new one, it's upgraded. So the resistances, I think the first one was like 149. So this one is a plus 10 on all resistances. And it does actually give you 50, it was 50 thermal corrosive radiation and airborne resistance before as well. So it'll resist, it's not going to completely protect. As you go up into New Game Plus, I haven't looked into what the armors actually do and how the resistances are increased with each successive New Game Plus, but it is upgraded. Yeah, those specific resistances haven't changed for me between New Game Plus 1 and New Game Plus 2, but the physical energy and electromagnetic resistances have gone up by 10. So, that's something. Well, I'm still yet to see how that will actually scale as I do more and more New Game Pluses. Freaking hate how your character looks to the left when you jump and then take off sprinting. Yeah, it's annoying. I really hope they fix that. For anybody who plays in third person, which I would suspect a very strong majority of people play this game in first person, just because FPS is a more widely played genre than anything BGS. Even though Starfield sold like hotcakes, I'm still guessing that, yeah, most people play this in first person. So I wouldn't imagine that it's a super high priority for them to fix, but for people who do play third person, it's an extremely annoying bug. I really hope they fix it, for sure. Okay. What's next here? Try Newton 2A. And I may not even do all the planets in this system beyond like just a quick look. Maybe I will. What else am I gonna do today? It's Saturday. My wife is out of town. I'm just playing video games all day. It's made as a one-player game, same as, or a first-person game. Yeah, they did put a lot more work into third-person. Third-person plays a lot better in this game than it does in Skyrim, and it actually plays a lot better. Fallout 4 was terrible in third-person. This is the best playing third-person game in Bethesda's history, in my opinion. The shooting mechanics work really well. Melee takes a little bit to be desired. I'm looking forward to seeing how they handle third person in The Elder Scrolls 6. But it is... being able to switch from first person to third person is a big part of their DNA in all of their games, so... You think it's vanilla versus vanilla? Well, maybe in Melee, but I don't think so. I'll disagree. I'll respectively disagree. Eat button? Yeah. We'll get that eat button. I don't think that's a priority. Kind of wish Cyberpunk had third person. That's why I hate riding motorcycles. And yeah, you can ride motorcycles in third person though, right? You can drive and you can ride motorcycles in third person. It does help. Yeah, so aside from, you get FPS issues in third person. Well, it makes sense because if it's a high quality character model, it's going to have some impact on the performance. Third person ship combat? I can't play ship combat in first person. I could play regular, you know, just feet on the ground player mode in first person and be fine with it. I do the third person more for streaming and stuff like that. It's more comfortable for the viewers. Some people have vertigo with first person gameplay, but I also like to show off my character while I'm playing. I like to see my character when I'm playing. It's not that I mind first person at all. In fact, as you know, Magus and I are discussing, first person does work better. And is probably what it's primarily designed to do. But, yeah, third person it may be negligible, it may be completely trivial, but if you're showing your character model on screen, it is going to have an effect on performance. It's just the way it is in any game. Let's see. What am I doing here? Oh yeah, I'm trying to land on this damn planet. Here we go. All I'm trying to do is find an outpost in a high-level system. I have not been able to do it yet. I spent a couple hours over the week in previous playthroughs trying to just find any high-level planet with any kind of outpost on it that I could use to fight human enemies and farm legendary equipment, and I have not found a single one. I mean, maybe it's just, you know, random RNGesus just, you know, owning my butthole, but because there are, you know, I think they said there's over 100 systems, and there are definitely over 1,000 planets. Not all of them you can land on, but that's a lot of planets out there, and finding one that is actually, it checks all the boxes that you're looking for could be a tall order, right? It's too sensitive in third person. Downside is Bethesda didn't create it for third person, sadly. Even in 2023, they should have focused more on third person stuff. They didn't. Yeah. The shoulda, coulda, wouldas with this game. Yeah, that's a lot easier said than done. They could have had this game in development for 20 years, and they would have not been able to get everything in that everybody wanted, right? Or have it work completely correctly. They could have had this game in development for 50 years and not had everything that they wanted. And that's nothing on them as being incompetent or lazy. It's just the fact that everything that they're trying to do with this game is extremely ambitious. And I know that there are these people out there that put, you know, this is Cyberpunk versus Starfield. Look how much better Cyberpunk is than Starfield. And then they go on to show all the, it's basically just a montage of loading screens and all the worst parts of Skyrim or Starfield as they show all the best parts of Cyberpunk. I could easily make the same video with all the worst parts of Cyberpunk and all the best parts of Starfield, and Starfield's gonna look like a generational leap over Cyberpunk. It's all in the perspective. I'm not trying to make excuses for things that they did or didn't do, or, you know, maybe some of their buggy habits and some of the weird decisions that they made balancing wise. But I've actually been diving into, you know, what makes, you know, like damage output scaling, damage input scaling, different resistances and how they work. And that shit is complicated. It is very complicated, so it's really easy to rip on Bethesda for having an unbalanced mess of a game, but I wouldn't be able to do any better. Anybody who says all they have to do to fix this game is this is either lying to you or they're lying to themselves. There's no simple fix for any of the balancing issues in this game. There's no simple fix for the loading screens in this game, because the travel in this game is all about grav jumping and wormholes. That is the universe's fast travel. That's what this game was built on. So I'm not gonna ping them for. Oops, I did not mean to do that. But to ping them for all the loading screens, it doesn't bother me. And I know, Magus, I'm not arguing with you directly on this, but and I know I'm not like invalidating any of your arguments or anything, or your concerns. I'm just. A lot of criticisms about this game are annoying, and I think it's because it's the hot thing to do right now is to crap on Starfield when, most people are just quietly enjoying the game. That comparison Zarek did with Starfield versus that $5 Steam game, which is essentially the same game done 5 or 6 ago. Yeah, well, that's going to be the problem with any comparison videos, is they're going to find examples in Starfield that are bad, and they're going to compare them to examples in X other game, which is good, right? And then X other game is going to look a lot better than Starfield because of the way they decided to compare it. It's just like anything else in advertising, news, anything. Oh yeah, no, I know you like the game, Magus. I get defensive about people who like to crap on the game because it's the hot thing to do. Because that's what's getting you YouTube views or whatever, It's a good-ass game that I'm going to be playing 10 years from now. I actually adore the game. I love it. Now, whether or not it's gonna, have a spot in, my top 5 games of all times, I don't know. I couldn't tell you that, but yeah, right now I have a lot of hours, like probably a couple hundred hours in the game, and I plan on putting a whole lot more in there. If I had more time to play this game, I would be playing this game more. So that's it. But yeah, a lot of the complaints, I'm not trying to invalidate any of the complaints about the game. Yeah, this looking to the side thing is terrible. It's awful for people who play third person. Third person gameplay is not perfect. I do believe it is an improvement, even over Skyrim. And maybe that has to do with the fact that it's tuned more for controllers than it is mouse and keyboard. Maybe there's a little bit of aim assist and auto aim that makes it feel better with a controller that maybe is more annoying for somebody who plays on mouse and keyboard. I don't know. I really don't play games on mouse and keyboard anymore. I spend all day hunched over a computer at work, and it's given me a pinched nerve in my back because of posture things. So the less time I can spend with my arms forward in a mouse and keyboard position, the better it is for my back. I can't sit there with my hand on a keyboard and my hand on a mouse and playing video games for any more than 10 minutes without just getting achiness going, like shooting down my arm. It gets painful. So mouse and keyboard gaming for me is probably out for the foreseeable future. But yeah, controlling a game with a controller, I can sit back in the posture that I'm in right now and be completely fine for hours until I have to pee / poop / do other stuff. Yeah, the looking to the left thing is fine. I don't have any complaints with third person. Yeah, it's a little janky compared to something like some of the Resident Evil remakes, or maybe Gears of War or God of War. Anything that's designed primarily to to be run in third person is gonna be better than Starfield, but to me, it works great. The only other thing besides the looking to the left thing that is just annoying is the scope thing, where it's like you're in third person and you switch to the scope view, and all of a sudden you're looking behind you. It flips the screen, it flips the camera 180 degrees. That's really bad. That will cause you deaths in a battle. And that's way more annoying than the looking to the side thing. Since planetary travel is such a major part of this game, it would be cool if they gave you a rover or a hover bike. That would be cool. Todd's rebuttal to that, and I kind of agree with him, that you have a jetpack, right? That's pretty much all the vehicle you'll ever need. On lower gravity planets, you can basically fly wherever you want, and you can do it at the speed of what you sprint without having to eat up oxygen, because you're floating through the air at the same speed that you were going when you're sprinting. Yeah, I'm fine with that. It would be nice as like a flavor thing to have like a little rover or something. And I think with the Xbox and things like that, they don't have any performance limitations. If they were running on standard traditional hard drives instead of SSDs, having something that goes too fast will break the game and it will cause it to crash, right? With this game, especially on like some of these planets, if you're running on an SSD on an M2 drive, or if you're running on an Xbox that has actually even faster transfer speeds than most PCs these days, with an SSD or an M2 drive, that shouldn't be a problem. So yeah, let us cook a little bit. Give us some vehicles. Let us room. The one thing that I would like in terms of like the rovers are like the automated ones. I would like to be able to, send like a Mars rover out to different planets and collect resources and do all my scans for me, and maybe be able to send one of those out to, 5, 10, 20 different planets at once and do all the work for me, right? As long as I have like the crafting skill to be able to create these things, or the robotic skill to be able to use them. I like that. Let me automate some of this scouting stuff, right? Or maybe, now I might be going a little crazy here, but maybe they could just tell me whether or not there are human outposts on a planet before I land, and then try to look for points of interest, Or have to look up on Reddit what are some good high-level planets to grind. I don't see a single point of interest anywhere on this one. Cool scenery though. I mean, it gets mundane at a certain point, but I don't think I'll ever get sick of, being on the surface of like a moon like this and being able to see like a planet in the background. That's cool shit. All right, where else do we go? Let's see, we've done those two, we've done this one. Let's try this one now. Newton 4. And see, the fast travel is not annoying. If you want to skip the whole takeoff and landing sequences and all that, you can just zip right to another planet in the same system, and it loads up like instantly. Doesn't bother me. Yeah, once we get, there's a difference between needing a hover bike and having a hover bike. Yeah, I'll agree with you. I'll give it up for that one. Okay, there are lots of points of interest here. We got a natural, not really interested in that. Natural. Natural, natural. Okay, no outposts. Nothing. Okay. Oops. Back at it. We'll go do Newton 3. Is this the one that we... This might be the one that we started. No, I think it was this one, right? It was Newton 2. Let's go to Newton 3. Hello, Miss Wind. Hope you are doing well. Having fun with the fam. Saw that picture you posted in Discord. You guys all looked fantabulous. Okay, big money on this one. We got any kind of outpost, structures, human enemies at all, anywhere that I can kill? Got some pretty cool glowing, I don't know, is that like fungus or those rocks? It's almost look like egg sacs. Just got home from the morning after breakfast, thought I'd check in. Nice. Okay, what kind of points of interest do we have here? Natural, uninterested. Life signs, maybe. Do I want to go a whole ass kilometer? Yeah, why not? Yeah, no, I will grant it that, like, when you have 1,000 meters to travel somewhere, this doesn't feel fast enough, right? I mean, I think when you actually factor in how long it takes to travel a kilometer in real life, I think this is pretty quick. This is pretty quick. But is it engaging? Does it feel like you're going fast? This is actually a very interesting looking planet. I wouldn't mind putting an outpost here at some point. This planet looks great, actually. Very kind of high fantasy, I think. But I'm looking for human outposts in high-level systems, and I have not found one yet. And I really don't care how beautiful a planet is. I don't want to be forced to kill defenseless animals. Well, not defenseless, but more or less innocent animals for experience, right? I want to be able to kill pirates and spacers and other bad guys for experience. They had a buffet at the hotel. I ate French toast, bacon, and some scrambled eggs with lots of coffee. Very nice. Sounds amazing. More of a jump pack than a jet pack would be an improvement. Yes, in fact, if you could... Okay, that's probably top of my wish list, right? Or at least way up there, if not the top, would be an actual jetpack. If you could get your crafting skill, like maybe your spacesuit engineering skill, up to maybe a new rank 5 or something like that, maybe you can convert your jet or your jump pack into an actual jetpack, and then you could actually like fly and zoom around, right? Instead of just having to boost here and there. That would be awesome. Okay, so Newton 3 had nothing. This looks like it might be promising. Let's try it. Newton 5B. Cannot land here. Here we go. I kind of wonder if you do the list jobs, the scanning habitable planets for list, Is it list? It's the unassociated settlers group. The independent ones. If they start building like outposts on these things, and then you start getting human populations on them, that'd be kind of cool. List, indeed. Okay, thank you for the confirmation on that. Lots of new stuff in this game that I'm still trying to learn and get like ingrained into my brain, right? See, those are life signs. That's not going to be anything over there. Okay, I think from now on, if I don't find any kind of outpost point of interest kind of like right away, I'm just going to skip to the next planet. Once I'm done with this system, we'll go back to Vlad and we'll do some more Starborn ability stuff, I think. Now, it could be a completely barren, uninhabitable planet, but you might still be able to find, like, abandoned outposts and things on here that pirates take over and stuff like that, so... Every planet is worth at least landing on and seeing what kind of points of interest that you have right out of the bat, I think. Now, if my plan weren't to do, like, another New Game Plus fairly soon, I would be actually taking the time to scan these planets and, you know, get the data and everything, and maybe scout out where, like, I could put an outpost or whatever. But if I'm just going to start over with a New Game Plus soon anyway, it's kind of a waste. At least until I get to my quote-unquote, like, home New Game level, where I want to spend some time. Then I'll start doing all that stuff. But in the meantime, not quite. That's cool. So this is the bigger planet that this moon is part of, but because of the perspective of this, the moon itself looks bigger than the planet. But because of where the sun is in relation to it, like, well, not the sun, but I guess the star. In relation to where the star is for this solar system, you can see the shadow of the moon on the planet there. That isn't just a dark spot on the planet, that's the shadow of Newton VC on Newton V down there. That's cool. That's cool. That's part of the global illumination, the new global illumination system that they have for this game. Real-time global illumination. Expensive, but pretty and cool. I like just, you know, slowing down and taking a look at the little details and stuff that they put in this game for that. It's really easy to forget all the detail and just try to, like, rush New Game Plus and then be critical of, like, what Bethesda did or didn't do for, you know, speeding through missions and trying to power level and things like that. Not really what a BGS game is about. It's all about, you know, slowing down and smelling the roses. Caves can be interesting, but usually, is it worth half a kilometer? Let's go check. Sometimes caves can have mining expeditions, like abandoned mining campaigns in them, and they can leave behind some gear. And since I am in a level 55 system, that gear might be pretty good, so it might be worth a look. Why not? It also feels like I'm going a lot slower than I am, because I'm far away from the surface, right? And I keep getting farther away from the surface. The higher you are in the air, the slower it feels like you're actually moving. I'm still moving at the same speed as a sprint right here, right now, a full sprint. Of course, you know, the way that orbiting systems and radiuses and everything go, the higher you get from the surface, the faster you have to go in the air in order to equal a certain speed on the ground. Let's see, what do we have here? We do have an abandoned mining operation here. Nothing good just yet. Hear a lot of squirming, which I don't like. These look like egg sacs. Alien egg sacs. I don't like that. This is not a very good cave for a number of reasons. First and foremost, they're just creepy as hell, but secondly, there's nothing worth anything in here. There's nothing in here, it's just a tiny little cave. Nothing winding. Oh, there's a storage box. Okay, there's something. With some credits. 607 credits, I guess maybe is worth the 500 meters I've traveled to get here, but whatever. That's all we're finding there. No, thank you. Are you about to meet cazadors down here? Oh, God. I hope so. Based on what we haven't found yet, I would be very happy to find a cazador. That would be the only time. Oh, this is a gas giant. I can't land anywhere on this guy. But I do get some free survey data. Okay, one more planet left in this system, and then we'll continue on with something else. This is a deep freeze, so this is going to get cold. I like how when I scratch my neck, I do it like a monkey. I have like the weird, like, kind of semi-outstretched hands with the knuckles. I can't get to my neck in a certain way that's comfortable, so I have to go in at it like a gorilla. Let's see, any points of interest here? Oh, there's another cave over there. Check out the cave, another half a kilometer away. This one has higher gravity on it, so can't stay up in the air indefinitely like I did on the last one, but we'll just get there pretty quickly. Okay. Last planet, and then we can mark the Newton system as a useless waste of time system, never to be explored again. They had to make me go all the way to the other side of this little mountain here. Ooh, this one's actually a loading screen, which means this is going to be a bigger area, at least than the last one was. Hopefully that means there's some interesting things in here. On Newton 6. Okay. Is Is there anything in here? A rock pile and some xenon. Not really anything good in the rock pile either. That was it, huh? Well, thank you very much, Newton System. Another gigantic waste of time. Okay. 35. Ooh, level 70. A Bardine? Alright, we'll check Bardine out later. Give me 1 second. I am going to grab my notebook. I forgot to bring that in here, because I do want to journal some of these planets and make sure I don't retread old steps. Found my notebook, lost my pen. Alright, this one will work, I think. Okay. Be sure to skip Newton next time around. Okay, so let's head back to Vladimir Sol. We're gonna see where the next temple is.
Attention, unidentified vessel. You have no faction markings or registered manufacturer. Please maintain course while we scan you.
Have you guys run into yet the UC patrol that says that they find contraband on you and they're just trying to get a bribe out of you? I thought that was a funny little touch too. It's like I freaked out. I was like, when did I pick up contraband? And they're like, we're seeing that you have contraband, so, you know, we're gonna have to take you in unless you want to grease the wheels a little bit. Oh, okay, so probably, yeah, if you're associated with the UC, Vanguard, or SysDef, they're probably not gonna do that to you. Sounds reasonable.
Feel like I should... A stranger from beyond. Even for an old Crimson Fleet, that's a new one.
Yeah?
Got one. I'd go into the astronomical charting data with you, but clear as day just to point you right to it.
Thank you, Mr. Saul. Where are we going? All the way over here to Voli. Alright. Alright.
An offering for the great serpent.
Ah, Varun, okay. Do some Varun hunting. Oh, that's another thing I gotta do. I gotta flesh out my crew a little bit here. The Starborn Guardian 2, anyway, has room for 5 crew member in it, and each one of those crew members will give you bonuses towards some kind of something on your ship. It could make your laser weapons more powerful, it could make your torpedoes more powerful, something. I feel like the Starborn Guardian stuff is just a little underpowered at higher levels, especially once you get going in New Game Plus a little bit more. but with a crew capacity of 5, that's like huge. Oh my god, they killed the Freestar ship there too, huh? Alright. Let's get this Varun Zealot. That was a pretty easy encounter, but anything, you know, level 40 and up, I just have a lot of trouble with still. How much of our rune have you dealt with so far in the storyline? I haven't done anything for Andreja yet. I feel like she's gonna open up a can of worms with that a little bit. But just the main quest stuff, I had to talk to the ambassador, the Varun ambassador in the embassy in New Atlantis for the main quest. And that's about it. Is there more? Is there more beyond that? That'd be cool if there were. Otherwise, just, you know, random encounters with outposts that are taken over by
Transferring parts now.
Varun zealots that are just automatically hostile towards you, so just more NPCs to kill. Think there's a bit more? Interesting. I hope so. I think the Varun stuff is fascinating and like mysterious. I'd like to learn more about them. Where they are and what they're doing now and why they decided to become so hostile again. Because they were really making a concerted effort for a while to like play by the rules and play nice with everybody, the Freestar Collective and the UC and everybody else, and do everything, you know, the right way. And then they went back to just being violent again, like all of a sudden. I really like their weapons, though. The particle beam weapons that they have. The Varun rifle and even the pistol. They're very cool. If I could find a good legendary one at high level, that would be awesome. I was using one in my last playthrough, my New Game +1, and it was wrecking everybody. For now, the best thing I've found as far as weapons are just a regular old advanced Orion that I upgraded. Upgraded it heavily, but still, it's upgraded. It doesn't have any legendary things to it or anything. Any legendary effects. Bunch of anomalies here. This is a lower level system too. What level system is this? Level 5. Yeah, this is like nothing. Now, in New Game Plus, for the most part, you are hunting down upgrades to your Starborn powers, right? So I don't know what we're gonna get for this, but it'll tell us. But at a certain point, you also do start fighting these Starborn guardians that are supposed to be like guarding these temples, and they're fairly high level. They're usually around level 30 or so, at least where I'm at now. And they do give a nice little chunk of XP, and they give you that little Stardust stuff that increases your regen on your star juice. I don't know what to call all this stuff. Let's see. Quantum Essence. I only have 6, but killing more Starborn gives you more Quantum Essence. That will greatly increase your regeneration for your star power. I'm still missing 3 temples that I haven't gotten yet, but there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 powers that I'm actually missing altogether. guess I could look up a guide on where to find these. I don't think that they move from New Game Plus to New Game Plus levels. I think they're always in the same spot, at least now. I think Vladimir mentions at some point that these things might change from universe to universe. But I think that at least anecdotal evidence from everybody who's done it has said that these things are always in the same spot. Now, just because the temples are in the same spot, I don't know that they're going to give you the same ability each time. Because as you can see here, I do have 5 abilities that I'm still missing, but it says here that I only have 3 undiscovered temples. So that, I think, tells you right there that maybe things are moving around a little bit from universe to universe. So has anybody sort of started unraveling the mystery of like the original like Starborn and who like made all this stuff, or who started all this stuff? There's very strong evidence in the main quest that it's the Pilgrim. The quest that Aquinas sends you on, and there is some other compelling evidence that suggests that the Pilgrim is Aquinas himself, because he plays dumb during the main quest line, but if you go back after the main quest line and talk to him about it, he kind of gives you a wink, and he's like, let's just keep this between you and me type thing, right? Letting on that he knows a lot more than what he let on. Also, the Hunter is Aquinas from another universe. So there is some compelling evidence that the Pilgrim is Aquinas, and that if he isn't the architect himself, he might have been the original Starborn. Oh, come on. This last one is always so annoying to get. Ah! Oh my god. There we go. Finally got it. So yeah, you love the Hunter. He's a badass dude. He is. And I think the whole New Game Plus system that VGS has set up for this is that, oh, you saw him in 2 different locations, kind of like Deacon from Fallout 4, which I don't think you played. So same thing though. Let me fix. Yeah, I can even calm the Starborn here. No chance. Cyberneticist will hack your shit. Yeah, so the way BGS designed this New Game Plus stuff, I think in some way, I don't know if they did it on purpose or not, but I think they know at least what the end result is. That it does add some perspective to what the Hunter is, what he's become, and like how he feels about things. Because at New Game Plus 10, you're gonna feel pretty disconnected to the world, right? You're gonna be, you know, just it's gonna become mundane, doing the last level, killing countless Starborn, killing countless of the elliptical mercenaries or whatever. It's going to become mundane for you to be just fighting your way through that over and over and over and over again. And of course that's going to disconnect you from reality at a certain point. That combined with just the sheer amount of power that you're accumulating, yeah, it's crazy. But also, the journals of the Pilgrim that you get to toward the end of the main quest line, they talk about that too, right? You can kind of see the progression of that Pilgrim from, okay, these are just disgusting meaningless individuals leading meaningless lives, and they have no idea, they have no understanding of the things that I know, and he kind of has a disdain for human life because of it. But then he starts coming back around again, and he's like, okay, so these people don't deserve that. I've been really trying to answer their questions to the best of my ability and try to live a life in one universe as opposed to trying to unravel the mysteries of the multiverse. And he says, at one, it's like, I'm happier building something here in this one universe, but it's really annoying knowing that there is an infinite amount of other universes out there that can teach me so many things, and that has so much power out there and knowledge to be gained and used. It's killing him to like know that that stuff is out there, even though he knows that it's better for him to stay put and build something here. And I think that that's supposed to be sort of the ebb and flow of your feeling as a player. That's what they were going for with this new Game Plus stuff. And that's kind of how I think the end game is supposed to work for you as a Starborn explorer, as this sort of miner. You're not really Dragonborn. There's nothing special about becoming Starborn except that you gathered the pieces of the artifact and you walked through the Unity. Now you become Starborn. Anybody has access to all these powers that they want, as long as they're talented enough and strong enough and driven enough to be able to collect them, right? So yeah, you go through the main quest line, you live your life as one of those mundane people with really only knowledge of that single universe that you're in. That universe to you is everything. It's your universe. But then as soon as you step through that Unity, there's another universe, and then there's another universe, and then there's another universe, and each one gives you more power, teaches you new things, and then all of a sudden, new game plus 10, 20, whenever you've seen like the multiverse and everything, you start to crave that connection with humanity again. And that's when it's like, all right, your power levels are capping out a little bit. Now it's time to settle in, build your outposts, make connections with people, do your shipbuilding, start to, collect items of value, actually start building something at that point. And that's kind of how I think they meant the end game flow to go for this game. After you complete like all the factions and main quests and do all the Skyrim type stuff, this is the sort of multiverse type stuff afterwards. So it's like universe, multiverse, and then back to universe again to focus on what you want after you've gained all the power that you want. That's how I see it. These guys are ridiculously easy. It's a little sneak. The first 1-2 can be tough, but by that point you're getting OP. But the game keeps getting harder and harder. Every time you do a new game plus, you get a 5% reduction to your damage resistance. So incoming damage keeps getting higher and higher with each new game plus. And enemies do boosted damage output with each new game plus. So if you think the game is too easy, at new game plus 10, it will not be easy. It will be tough. It will be hard when enemies are doing 4 times the amount of damage on top of their base damage, and you are taking 2 times the amount of damage that you normally would be. Not if they can't see you. That's fair. That's a fair point. When you finally get back to the universe, you should be able to build an empire, rule with an iron fist. Yes, you can do that. There would be nothing stopping you. You'd be so powerful. Yeah. That's what some people can plan to do. That could be their end game, right? I don't know. I kind of want to build a like state-of-the-art scientific laboratory facility, right? Where the Cyberneticist can just be... He might have a couple staff on hand, some crew. Not really crew, because that's more for ships. I would like to actually make a giant flying Cyberneticist lab too that is all crewed up, and maybe a class C at some point. with all the state-of-the-art research facilities and crafting tables and all that. That would be cool, I think. Okay, so we got that. Let's go find another piece. Oh, I guess I could talk to Vladimir again. We have another piece of the artifact to find. Yeah, Tau Ceti 5. Let's go do this. Oh, I guess either one of these would be fine. Eridani? Tau Ceti. That's level 10. This one's level 20. Yeah, let's do a level 20. As it stands right now, the Cyberneticist and the Starborn powers, your character is like the Borg mixed with Darth Vader. Yeah. And I wasn't explicitly trying to go for that, right? But that is what it became, for sure. And I don't know if...
This is a commercial passenger transport liner wanting to alert you about hostiles in the system.
Okay, I've seen this before. Okay, appreciate the warning.
It's our company's policy. Us friendlies have got to watch each other's backs out here.
So we are going to get some action down here. Level 20 action. Not the worst, but not the best. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, and that's not explicitly where I was trying to go, but you can't help but wonder if, like, maybe that stuff is in your subconscious feeding you these ideas about where to go with the character. My inspiration more came from Cyberpunk with the cyberware and the cyberpsychosis and like the Kiroshi optics with the hacking operating system in there. That's where I got most of my inspiration. But you know, cybernetics are cybernetics, right? That's what the Borg are. That's what Darth Vader is, and that's probably where Bethesda got the inspiration to do the class in the first place. That one failed. It's fine. Ah, he's running away. What a puss. That was a little tough. Tougher, I guess. Took 2 headshots. Yeah, so this advanced Orion is doing the same amount of damage, and you get I forget, I think it's 2 times damage for headshots. It might be something smaller. It might be like a 1.5 damage instead of a 2 times damage. But headshots are 2 times, either 1.5 or 2 times the damage that you're getting from this. And I got this upgraded to 263 per pop, which is not that high compared to like a sniper rifle, but when you consider in the fire rate, it's pretty good, right? But New Game Plus 2 already, you can see that these run-of-the-mill enemies are tougher. They're tankier, at least. They do more damage. I'm not invincible. I am down to maybe about 80% of my health right now. Yeah, see, already down to half. We got a level 40 gunner here. And a minigun. Or that might be actually a mag pulse. Alright, that other one booked it. So, not really difficult yet, but I can see how this is going to become difficult if I don't keep up with my gear levels and things like that. What do we got here? Creatures in the cave must be kept alive. Well, these don't look like... This looks more like flora than fauna here, like some kind of... This looks like a fungus. This looks like some kind of spore. They're doing experiments on this stuff, probably related to the artifact doing strange things to the biology here. Ooh, a big bang, but this is just a base level one. This is not refined, calibrated, advanced, or superior, so our advanced Orion is going to do a lot more damage than that guy anyway. So we'll leave it be. I do like the big bangs, though. Those are very powerful weapons. What are you guys shooting at out here? Explosive shoddy, I'll sell that. I have no idea where that one pirate that just booked it out of that last room went. Would have expected her to come over here, but I haven't seen her. She pieced out hard. Titanium calibrated XM2311. Oh, that's pretty cool looking. Too bad. Man, I want to do a gunslinger next. I want to be a pistol wielding, like, roaming space cowboy. It's gonna be my next build. Like Clint Eastwood, except from not from that Space Cowboys movie, which was a good movie, but I don't want to do a build based off of that guy. It'd be cool if you could recruit combatants that surrender, turn them into crew members. That would be cool. Doing kind of like a Metal Gear Solid portable ops type thing. That was a good game. That was an excellent game for the original PSP. In terms of like the recruitment command, the recruitment mechanics, almost like recruitment commandments. Recruitment mechanics on that were like way ahead of its time. And a game that good had no business being on a system that had that little adoption rate. But anyway, yes, I agree. I think it would be cool to be able to recruit people for your crew. Like downed enemies or calmed enemies. Uh-oh, heat leech. We know what that means. Cool if I could find a terramorph on this level somewhere. Doesn't take a cyberneticist to be able to just click the open button on the terminal to open the door. Can't feel too smart about that one. Yeah, so I posted a video in the Discord the other day about this dude who just went ham doing all the math between the all the different damage input and output systems. It was really pretty eye-opening. And I'm definitely going to be using some of that information in the future to inform like my build guides and stuff like that, but yeah, that shit goes deep. About how like the damage resistance that you have with your character stacks with chems that you take, and things like reactive shield, which actually adds like a good 380. A little bit less than that. Resistance to my already, to the stats that were already there from the gear. And then basically you take that number, divide it by 1,000, and then subtract that from 1, and you get the amount of damage that's actually making it in from your enemies to become like damage to your health. So at 430 something, you end up getting like 50% and some change of the damage that the enemies are doing are actually making it into your health bar, right? And then you get damage. Your enemies get damage modifiers based on what New Game Plus level you're at and what difficulty level you're at. So if you're on a very high New Game Plus level, it really doesn't matter if you have the best armor in the game, you're still going to be taking a lot of damage from high level enemies. And then things like terramorphs. Turns out terramorphs on New Game Plus 10 at very hard level difficulty, they have a 92% damage, physical damage reduction. An incredible sort of like armor rating that those guys have. But they do not have any resistance at any level, New Game Plus or difficulty level at all to energy. No energy resistance whatsoever. So laser boys win this one. If you want to hunt terramorphs at high difficulty levels, lasers are your way to go. Of course, if you're not spec'd into those, you don't have a good one, then you're probably not going to have one unless you just want to use the cutter. Also, that video that Magus posted about the cutter being overpowered, they tested that on the terramorph, and the terramorph has no energy resistance. So it's going to look stronger against a terramorph than it is against like just a spacer or whoever that has more energy resistance because they're wearing armor. Just something to keep in mind. The cutter is strong, especially for it being a starter weapon, and then when its fire rate is so high that you get those stacking burn damage modifiers at lasers rank 4, and it is a viable weapon, but it's going to look a lot stronger against a terramorph than it is against a high level. Oh. Speaking of, than it is going to be against a high level pirate or spacer or whatever else. Lots to learn about this game, and I am soaking it up. Loving it. Try to get one of these 4 spots here. Here we go. That ought to do it. Okay, that'll work. Anti-personnel converted calibrated Nova Light. It's very valuable. I'll take it just to sell, but calibrated is not going to do it for me at this level. I need something advanced before I actually take it on as a weapon. Advanced or better? So yeah, speaking of like damage reduction and damage output and things, this number that you start off with is really the most important thing for damage reduction. Now, things that you get from perks from like the let's see, physical Oh, the armor, the stuff that adds to damage resistance. Like some of the rank 4 stuff will do that. Let's see. Wellness will just straight up give you more HP, which is helpful, but it doesn't really do anything for damage resistance. Let's see. Combat is all about damage output, not input. Energy, weapon dissipation, and pain tolerance are the two biggies here. These ones actually don't reduce your incoming damage. They reduce damage done by enemies, which is actually a good thing because you're not actually multiplying this damage resistance to your already combined damage resistance, where you get diminishing returns on it. That's actually a completely separate bucket that is calculated separately, so you do get the full 15% reduction on that as opposed to just a percentage of an already calculated damage resistance number. But there's also some other stuff here that apparently adds to your armor rating, and I'm not finding it right now because the Cyberneticist doesn't really use it. But I do use a lot of stuff like spacesuit design to upgrade my gear and everything, and that actually does count directly toward your resistance in the menu here. So the higher you can get this resistance number, the better, because all the other stuff that adds percentages to it will scale better with that bigger number. Wow, he got me down to about half health there. The diplomacy failed on him. He was a little tougher. Take a couple of the Kalemite before I take the artifact. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Climb on top of that lamp. Thanks, game. I do like that they added the vault mechanic to it. It does add a lot to the game in terms of just how fun it is to traverse. But, like, terrain traversal is still wonky as hell. It is definitely a... Ooh, red trench is good for damage reduction, too. It does add a lot to the game, but, yeah, it's getting hung up on terrain, climbing up on things that you didn't want to climb up on. It's still rough. It's not an Assassin's Creed game for sure. But it is an improvement over something like Skyrim, where you're stuck in place because you ran into a pebble. It's funny that it took until Starfield for your character to be able to get past the picket fence. Yes. It is indeed. Yeah, I mean, Bethesda games weren't always about that when it was Morrowind, and then it was more about the RPG mechanics and the adventure and everything, right? And then they started adding more streamlined gameplay systems to it, right? Made it a little more fun to actually move around and fight. But it still wasn't the focus, right? It was still more about the adventures, doing the quests and everything. And then Skyrim... Ooh, what's this? You guys want to fight? I want to fight these guys. Spacer raccoon, huh? Are there any actual spacers? Oh, there's a pirate. I see ya. Like shooting fish in a barrel. Target practice. Nice. Gotta love diplomacy. All low-level guys, though. Got some med packs and stuff. Okay, let's see. Can we talk to Saul? Vladimir Saul again? Yes, we can. Let's go talk to him. Back to Alpha Centauri. Or not. Yeah, there we are. Way out in the edge of the galaxy here. Fallout 4 drove me absolutely crazy. Wide open window, but you can't get into this house. Yes, indeed. Skyrim was the same way, but yeah, Fallout 4 did have a little bit of a vault mechanic and a little bit of a cover mechanic too that were kind of hidden that they never told anybody about. But if you're in first-person view and you're like at the edge of like a structure or something that you're behind cover for, and then you go to aim down sights, your camera will shift to one side or the other as a little bit of a cover mechanic, and I think it really only works in first-person view. Starfield actually has the same thing that a lot of people don't know about. Yet another advantage you get for playing in first-person view. Yeah, Fallout 4 did have a minor vaulting mechanic too, where in Skyrim, like if your toe was a centimeter below where you were trying to land, you're just gonna hit the edge like it's a wall and just slide right back down, right? In Fallout, I think you could get like a knee or waist level. If you could get that high, it would, yeah, it would just kind of give you another little helping boost up on top of the thing. Starfield obviously has a full-on vaulting mechanic on it, which is a good improvement, but it's still pretty wonky. Still, I want Bethesda to keep doing these gameplay improvements, still adding things to make it like a more up-to-date action game, even though that's not the focus of a lot of these games. It's all about exploration, adventure, and the journey and the quest and everything. But yeah, the more that they can improve the gameplay, the better. I'm here for it. And now with Skyrim, that's sort of, and Fallout 4 to a certain degree, that did come with the caveat and the trade-off of more simplified RPG mechanics, right? But I think in Starfield they're doing a good job of reintroducing the complexity and the depth and the RPG depth back into it, which I think is good. I would like to see them continue on with that trajectory. Make the RPG mechanics deep and complex and interesting, but also, you know, increase improve the combat, the action part of it too at the same time, please. Like, say what you want about things like Assassin's Creed, which, you know, they probably put too many games out. The games are too bloated with meaningless stuff that you do between main quest lines, but they always, you know, add in new gameplay mechanics to it. There's always something new and interesting to do, interesting to discover, and that's something that you're only going to get with frequent releases, especially if you're trying to entice people to buy your game every year or two. You got to add things to it. So not having a mainline Bethesda game for, what, like 10 years or something, it's like you miss out on those little incremental improvements. Speaking of first-person exploration, are you going to pick up RoboCop when it comes out? That is more of an RPG than people expected. Really? This game was this year was so stacked full of incredibly good games. That one didn't even make it onto my radar, but I will put it in my wish list. We'll see. We'll see when I have... I love RoboCop. RoboCop is amazing, right? I love the... it's not so much political satire as it is just societal satire. It's very tongue-in-cheek, but it's also kind of badass and brutal with the action, but it's like funny. It's one of those movies where you can go, ah, but you can also go... I see what they did there. That's pretty funny, you know? It's great. It is absolutely fantastic. I love everything about RoboCop. And if they have a good game out, I'm here for it. I just need to find the time for it. Hopefully, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but hopefully 2024 will be less of a hallmark year for video game releases than 2023 was, because my backlog has suffered immensely for everything that happened this year. The demo's blowing people's minds. Okay, is that something that people were getting on for Next Fest? It's usually not something. I'm more of a AAA kind of guy instead of an indie demo type guy. I do like the indie stuff. Every once in a while, I can find something that's interesting that'll catch my attention for a while. And I do love RoboCop. That is definitely okay. So that's something I am going to be putting on my list. May not be able to get to it because, as I mentioned, Cyberpunk is next on the list. We got Spider-Man 2 coming out on PS5. Never touched Baldur's Gate 3, even though that's on my wish list. I know that that's going to be an enormous endeavor on its own, so that's another one that's a wish list item that I didn't get to this year. I feel like there was some other stuff too that came out recently that I kind of got lost in the shuffle. Trying to find the crack. Here it is. The vaginal crack of the of Temple Sai here. We found it. Entering the fallopian tubes. Yeah, I knew the RoboCop game was getting some good buzz. And I think a lot of people's concerns about it it kind of mirrored my own. It's like when you hear about a first-person RoboCop game, you're thinking, oh my god, you're gonna like move at like a snail's pace, because RoboCop takes those heavy thudding baby steps like everywhere, right? One thing he is not is fleet of foot, and one thing that you want for an FPS game is solid movement, and you want to be able to have fun just like moving around. RoboCop is not that. So that'll be interesting to see how they handle that. Oh my god, they keep putting it like right on the other side of the damn sphere here that I have to do some tight turning that is just not possible in a jump pack. And sometimes it just doesn't register when you go right through the damn thing. Yeah, this is annoying. I know that there's a mod that completely removes all those little things that are floating around that you have to get in order to open up the power. Might look into that at some point. It is very annoying. This year for games was like 1983 for movies. Blade Runner, The Thing, E.T., a whole bunch of other stuff coming out at the same time. Yep, too much. Too much. It's all good stuff. Calm down. We're friends. I don't know why that brought me such joy, but I'm glad it did. Okay, I think I have one more artifact to find, but before I do that, I want to get all the powers that I can find from Vladimir here. So friendly. What made me laugh was like, it's like I calmed him down. I'm like, don't, we're friends. But then when I shot him, he lurched forward so like profusely. I don't know. It was just pure physical humor for me, and I had to laugh. It was like it was a fart joke for Starborn, I guess. Yeah, I mean, just like you said, there's so many instant classics this year. It's ridiculous. if Starfield came out any other year, I feel like it would have not gotten half the flack that it's been getting from a lot of people talking trash on the game, right? Yeah, I mean, we have Phantom Liberty coming out. Yes, lots of great stuff on PlayStation. You had the Spider-Man 2, which looks to be amazing. Final Fantasy 16, which it's a great game, fantastic game, but again, alongside all the other stuff that came out this year, just there were some gripes that I had about it that keep it from being like a top echelon game. But Diablo 4, I'm still playing Diablo 4 slowly. I got a couple hundred hours in that game, and I still have not reached level 100 with any of them. I just got to level 73 with my Rapid Shot Shadow Imbuement Rogue last night. Still trying to get that build working on a World Tier 4. It's coming along. Still die every now and then, but yeah, that's still fun. And then I have a Season 1 Blood Barbarian at level 54? Maybe 57. Yeah, he'll transfer to the Eternal Realm at some point, and I'll keep playing him as well. And then Season 2 comes out soon. Season of Blood with all the vampires and stuff. With a lot of new improvements to gameplay and quality of life stuff that I'm looking forward to checking out. I think I'm going to do a sorcerer for that. Street Fighter 6 came out at around the same time. That game was fantastic as well, but you know, 2 live service games is almost impossible to maintain at a regular clip, right? So that one's kind of fallen down the wayside. I think in terms of gameplay and being a video game, I like Street Fighter 6 better in terms of just combat mechanics and stuff, but for me, Diablo 4 is just more addictive.
Please comply.
Yeah, speaking of games that get crapped on, Diablo 4 is just getting dumped on right now. I will say that the level 70 to level 100 grind is heavy, man. That is a grind. It takes forever. There's not a whole lot of new stuff to do. Once you hit level 70, it's just doing the same stuff over and over again until you hit level 100. And then you might be able to take on things like Uber Lilith and some of the more endgame content. But yeah, it's a lot. Street Fighter 6 is a fantastic game. Mortal Kombat 1 came out a couple weeks ago. That game's a lot of fun. I've been playing that on my PlayStation. I would have enjoyed Jedi Survivor a lot more had I got it for my PlayStation 5. Even playing that at 30 frames per second, a smooth 30 frames per second, would have been better than the 60 plus with shader compilation stutter at all times that I played on PC. It was terrible. So many ships scan you for contraband. How do you actually be a smuggler in this game? You can get both perks and ship upgrades that help hide
Lucky I know
contraband that you have
one of those
on
artifacts you pulled out. Here.
It actually seems like a pretty fun way to play being a smuggler. I will definitely do a build on it at some point. But basically, yeah, you get perks and you get ship upgrades that make it a lot harder for them to detect, but it's still not a 0% chance that they won't catch you. So there's always that little bit of tension. There's always that small chance that they're gonna detect that contraband, and then now you're in a battle with the UC or the Freestar Sentinels, like a full-on space battle. So you gotta spec into space combat a lot for that kind of build too. Sounds awesome. Just not experienced enough to comment on Diablo 4. I have fun playing, but I know there's a lot I don't know or use. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I think I don't want to board. I hit the wrong button. Damn it. All right, we'll do that again. Once you get to level, around, I don't know, 50, 70, you start getting the gist of everything that you can do in the game. It's like, you're harvesting high level content for legendary weapons that you're then either breaking down as crafting materials or extracting that legendary aspect to imprint on other gear based on what stats and legendary effects that you need and stuff. And then it just becomes a grind of finding these legendaries, getting these crafting materials, and then applying that strength and those legendary aspects to gear that makes your build stronger, so that you can then go back out and do higher level content, get more high level gear, break it down, use it, whatever. And at a point somewhere around level 70, there's nothing else to do until you completely max out your character at level 100, and then you can take on the very tip-top hardest level enemy, which is Uber Lilith, which I haven't gotten close to yet. But it takes a long time to get from level 70 to get to level 100, and it's all just grinding the same stuff over and over again. And it's difficult, it's challenging, it's engaging, but it is just the same thing over and over again. Now, I don't mainline that game like a lot of Diablo 4 YouTube, like Twitch content creators do, so I still enjoy the game because I'm doing it in lesser chunks. But yeah, that's the main gripe people have with it. If you don't play the game 12 hours a day, you're going to be fine with it for a long time. And they're still promising on fixing that experience. And they have some things in the works for Season 2 here that will probably help. I don't think it'll completely fix it, but it will help a little bit. And they also have expansions and stuff. They said they want to do yearly expansions for the game, which will keep things fresh and interesting. So I'm here for it, at least until I'm not. I'll stick to my casual D4 gameplay. Yeah, I would even say I play it casually, even though I know what the hardcore game looks like, and I understand the mechanics at a hardcore level. I only play it at a casual level, just in terms of what I'm putting into it. Starfield, on the other hand, I feel is the opposite. The more you put into this game, the more you get out of it. It's not holding your hand with really anything at all. And a lot of the first playthrough, even on harder difficulty levels, is really easy. But the more you do New Game Plus, the more you work on immersion and roleplay and stuff like that, the more the game is going to give you. With Diablo 4, you get diminishing returns the more you play it. Are you still enjoying Diablo 4, Maldaroth? I see every once in a while that you're playing it. As long as you're having fun with it, you know, that's way to sell Diablo 4. Yeah. Just don't play the game and you'll love it. Oh, hey, look, a Terramorph. Okay, this guy should go down pretty easy though, because laser weapons, he has no resistance. He's only level 6, but he's still gonna hurt. If he gets in close, he's gonna hurt. Closer range, I'd be doing more damage. The Orion does not have the longest range. Hey, Mr. Panic Monk. How are you doing? Good to see you around, Joe. Hope you are doing well. Alright, we found the temple crack. We found the vaginal temple crack. Go right in. Every few years I rewatch the Diablo Immortal announcement. just for the memes. Man, what a shit show that was, right? I cannot believe how hard, how savage the audience was. Oh, could you believe how awkward it was for those poor guys on the stage? You know it wasn't their decision. They're just going along with whatever their bosses is telling them. Like, that was a marketing decision right there. The marketers decided to make that game, not the game devs, not those people who were on stage. They were just doing the best they could with the hand they were given, but oh my god, the audience was just savage. I loved it. Made me laugh. Made me laugh. Okay, so far so good. This one's been a lot easier than the last one. Trying to... Yeah, that was very low drama. Thank you, RNG gods, for that one. Less for the lulz, more to hope that I never end up on a stage like... There you go. Just to remind you that some people have it way worse than you do. You're like, regardless of your situation, right? Good things. Just finished up installing a storm door. Nice. You got any storms coming in anytime soon, or just something that was on your to-do list for a while? Okay, back to Vlad. Alright, we're gonna do one more temple for Vlad, and then I think we're gonna try another high-level system, see if we can find anything worthwhile.
Attention. Unidentified vessel. You have no facts.
They do seem unapologetic despite the audience feedback, right?
Please maintain course while we scan you.
Yeah, I know. I think they were drinking the Kool-Aid a little bit. They really believed in that product. They had... I mean, hindsight's 2020, right? You don't get a whole bunch of Blizzard Diablo fans to go to your Diablo convention, like promising this huge announcement and then dropping a mobile game on them. Oh, could you believe how like heartbroken you'd be as a BGS fan if there were all like these rumors and speculations of a new Elder Scrolls game, and they had like this countdown to this big announcement being made, and then they drop Elder Scrolls Blades on you or something? I mean, the same thing did happen to a lot of people for Fallout 76, which not quite the same thing, but pretty close. Pretty close. But yeah, just the heartache. At least that wasn't like a live in-person announcement to like a live studio audience, right?
Like
That was
seeing heavens or a stranger from...
That was just a live stream.
I noticed the pattern in one of those artifacts you pulled out.
Could you imagine if there were rumors about a new Fallout game? Exactly. Yeah, I mean, that would be like everybody getting geared up for the Elder Scrolls 6, and they're like, here's this new mobile game in the Elder Scrolls universe. Be like, go to hell, Bethesda. Or actually, at this point, you just be like, go to hell, Microsoft, because I feel like all the money decisions are being made by them. And Bethesda's just making games that they want to make, which is the way it should be. Okay. Where are we going? Am I going to Procyon A or B? Procyon 6, hard to say. Well, let's get over there. Just replacing the existing one. We wanted a full glass panel, and the old one was just a partial window and screen. Okay, gotcha. Home improvement stuff. Yeah, I got some stuff. We just before this last summer, we completely rebuilt and renovated our back patio, which now that the weather is starting to cool down a little bit toward the end of the year, I mean, it's still going to get 100 degrees this week, but after that, we should be in the clear. Yeah, we should be able to make good use of that. And then I think we need to get our garage renovated is the next big thing. That thing's kind of a mess. You've killed 2 Starborn now, and each took half a second. Yeah, they used to take less than a second. They used to go down in like 1 or 2 headshots. But New Game Plus does make them harder, and they will continue to get harder the more New Game Pluses I do. It just makes it more important to make sure that your character build is up to snuff. You're speccing correctly. Those also weren't the highest level Starborn. The end game run that you do before you hit the Unity again and take it to another New Game Plus, it's tough. It's a pretty tough run. There are Starborn all over the place. They're constantly teleporting in and out of existence. There are Starborns that raise dead Ecliptic mercenaries. There are mercenaries fighting for them as well, and it's just a really epic run, a really epic battle to cap it all off. Which is nice that you get to do it like as many times as you want with the New Game Plus system. You're not just saving all your juice for that one run at the end of the game. You gotta make sure to prepare for it over and over again, and it is a really fun run, so it's nice to be able to do it more than just the one time. So is the Ceti Alpha V planet in this game? If so, might want to stay away from that one. I believe that it is. Should we go check it out? The one thing that will guarantee me that I'll do something is to tell me not to do it. There was a really hard time for a lot of people's lives when I heard about the 10 Commandments, I'll tell you what. No, I'm kidding. But I do kind of want to check it out now. The problem is finding the exact star that you're looking for in the star map. it's a little rough. Oh, that's where Khan was abandoned. Interesting. You know, they might actually have an Easter egg there too. I do kind of want to... Let's check that out after we get this. Ceti Alpha V. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I know that I've heard of Easter eggs from different pop cultural items like movies and games and just other things. All things sci-fi that they used as inspiration for this game ended up as Easter eggs in some form or another. Yeah, Alpha 5 V. Yeah, they use the Roman numerals for indicating like which planet out from the sun or the star that it is. So yeah, 5th planet away from that Ceti Alpha. First time I did this, it was kind of fun and it was very like dramatic and intense, but now this is a pain in the butt. I feel like they need to do something about this. Like after New Game Plus or whatever, they should just have this thing be open as soon as you enter the temple. Not have to fly around doing all that stuff. In my opinion. In my opinionation. Speaking of sci-fi pop culture, I finished the Ahsoka series. Or not the series, but the season 1. Last night. I really enjoyed it. I liked it a lot. I never watched Clone Wars, but I kind of want to now. You liked Ahsoka? Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like an expanded... They go out of the normal galaxy and they take on a more expanded universe for it, which I think a lot of people didn't like, but I don't mind it. For me, it checks all the boxes for Star Wars. And plus, I really like the character, Ahsoka. I think she looks really cool. I think her fighting style with the twin lightsabers, the one small one and the one big one, is really cool. They do a lot of really cool fight choreography with her. I think Rosario Dawson is an awesome actor. I love her. She's amazing. She's easy to look at. I think she's a good actor. She has like a nice presence, and she plays the type of Jedi that I like. Like kind of like calm, confident, Obi-Wan style presence. Not like the they did Obi-Wan dirty in his series. I kind of feel I know how like Luke fans feel after that last Star Wars movie. But yeah, that's the kind of Jedi that I like, and she's definitely that. So the main character is very compelling. I like her a lot. Sabine Wren, I'm not a big fan of. Ezra Bridgers, he's all right, not bad. The robot companion that Ahsoka has, he's cool. I like him a lot. But the other boxes to check. Okay, so lightsaber battles, spaceship battles are awesome in Ahsoka. Whoever's doing the choreography on these battle scenes in Ahsoka is taking it to the next level. It's right up there with the Mandalorian, maybe even better. And then the adventure aspect of it, going to this like new galaxy with this new world, the whales, those intergalactic whales, those things were awesome. Like just seeing these like new things, there's just like a lot of like gasp moments in that season, in that series. I can't wait for season 2. I liked it a lot. But a lot of the story was really, and Thrawn was really like compelling as a villain. I liked him a lot. He's like cool, but he's like scary, and you can tell that he's extremely smart and formidable as an adversary and just cold-blooded as hell. Got very interested in Warhammer 40k and their YouTube play on Game Arma 3. It's possible with a mod. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Doesn't Ahsoka walk away from the Jedi and become something like a gray Jedi or a sage? They refer to her as a Ronin. So yeah, that's one of the things that I missed from not seeing the Clone Wars series, right? There's a lot of backstory there. And they refer to her as a lot as a Ronin. Anakin was her master, right? So when he turned, I think she became maybe a little bit of a pariah within the Order, but then, that Order, whatever, that killed all they were trying to cleanse all the Jedi or whatever. She was kind of like a full-on Jedi at that point because there weren't enough of them to be like picky about. This is what it seems like. And I could be completely wrong on all this, but yeah, it seems like something like a great Jedi or sage or like a Ronin, like a masterless Jedi, is kind of where they go with her. If you watch Clone Wars and or Rebels, some of the things in the series will have a bit more meaning. You don't have to, but there are elements in Ahsoka that assume some knowledge. Okay, yeah, and then Baylan Skull, that guy's awesome, dude. And I know the character just died recently, so they're gonna have to recast him or do like an AI thing or image reconstruction or something, which is really sad. That guy was pretty young. He was like early 50s, I think. But that is another really compelling character, and his apprentice was cool. I don't know. I really liked the whole thing. Okay, we did want to check out SETI Alpha 5. Let's see if I can find the SETI Alpha star. It sounds like there's something. Tau SETI. Not SETI Alpha, but Tau SETI. And I still need to find an artifact there. Yeah, so unfortunately there's no way to search for a system in the star map here. You basically just have to, hover on each and every one and hopefully find the one that you want. Now, I don't know if it's something that people have just asked for or if it's something that they said they were going to try to add to it. I think that overhauling the maps was on one of their roadmap items for BGS. And man, that can't come soon enough because this is a pain. There are over 100 stars that have their own systems in this game, and there's no way to search for them by name. Maybe SETI Alpha is not in here, or maybe I'm just missing it every single time. Now we're getting into names of physicians and philosophers, astronomers. Oh, I got a visitor. Just a second here. Let me see if I can fix this out. Sorry. Let me see if I can figure this out here. Alright. Come here, puppy. You want to say hi to everybody? Oh, I got a little pumpkin pie. I got a sweet little bug. She's asking for snacks. Oh, you know, she's the sweetest little girl. The sweetest little puppy with the sweetest little face. And she's the snuggliest and the good girlest in the whole wide world, huh? Yeah, that's you. Were you being good out there? Huh? Were you being a good girl? Yeah. You want a treat? Want to go get a treat? Yeah, alright. I thought so. Okay, I have been beckoned. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Did you guys miss me? You probably missed the dog, though. Ah, she's cute, isn't she? 13 years old, still going strong. She's still happy and healthy, playful, hungry. Yeah, I feel like the star map works fine if you're just kind of aimlessly wandering and exploring, but if you're looking for something in particular, this is worse than useless, because it's actually like actively annoying and kind of enraging. Try to find anything. Well, the closest I've seen so far is not Alpha SETI, but Tau SETI. Which I think is this one. No, that's Eridani. Oh, no, this is where I need to go for the main quest anyway. Yeah, alright, there might be an encounter with other Starborn here, but... Tau SETI? Okay.
This is Faraday's budget tours. I have a request from people on the ship to talk with an actual ship captain. I'd appreciate it if you have the time.
Oh,
But if you don't, that is really alright.
Let's see what we can do to
You
horrify
have no
these people.
obligation to respond. I'm, well, surprise you returned a hail. Can I ask the first question? I'm still talking with the captain. Cindy will organize everyone into a queue.
Don't know if I put a whole lot of effort into it. Well, there's not a whole lot of effort to be put into it. Once you figure out where you're going, it's pretty easy. All right, sure.
So helpful. All right. Who's up? First question.
Is being a ship captain non-stop thrills and excitement like living in that movie Return of the Interceptor?
A movie about me would be even more exciting.
Man, that sounds so glamorous.
It's
I am
not
sure
false.
the captain is really busy and may not have time for all your questions.
If you can afford your very own ship, you must be super well off. You single?
Oh dear lord.
I am single and I'm in the market.
We have to move along. Next. Last question.
Space is a lawless mess. If you could make the damn politicians fix one thing about it, what'd it be?
Lawless mess. I'm not really the person to answer that. No. Yeah, the problem with a lot of space is unaligned, so no one's responsible for it.
So you want more government interference?
Oh, God.
That seems like such a good idea.
Thank you, Captain, for the
The Cyberneticist wants to debug the multiverse, alright? So he's all for more regulation. If he could program it, he would.
Someone in every port. You know, a special someone for l'amour. Or you don't have to answer that.
Oh, I want to answer it. Space travel is just like the romance novels, except juicier.
I knew it. That's all. Everyone settle back in your seats.
Lots of hot zero-G sex up here, I tell you what.
You have the patience of a saint. This tour group is very energetic.
Yeah, they are.
Give some credit.
My kind of
This
tour
is
group.
such an authentic experience. This is your captain speaking.
Oh, dang, that's a pretty good payday.
To our next destination. Remember, we'll be in Neon in 5 days, so don't spend all your money yet.
Astral Lounge, here I come!
Dear Lord.
Poor lady hates her job. I do not blame her. Okay, let's see. Tau Ceti is not going to be the same thing as Alpha Ceti, but let's see. We're looking for the 5th planet. That might actually be it. Yeah, that's Tau Ceti 5. Hey, look, that's where we're going anyway. How about that? That is a coinky dink, huh? There's a civilian outpost down there. Hillside Cave. We'll see if there's any references to Khan in here, huh? We'll check out the civilian outpost too when we're done here. Actually, let me look this up real quick. Is Alpha Ceti 5 in Starfield? Oh, there is somewhere. There are people on Reddit who have been there, but I'm not seeing a map. Actually, I could just do this on my computer. So that everybody can see. Starfield hub maps, the galaxy map. Here we go. And I can actually search for SETI. Let's try that. There's Tau SETI. Alpha Tierna. Oh, that's the only one. Reddit was a liar. All right, well, we're going to SETI 5 anyway. It's Tau SETI, it's not Alpha SETI, but yeah, well, it was worth a shot, and I was going here anyway, so how about that? So how about that? Oh, we got a ship incoming. It's freezing out here. Extreme ambient cold. Oh, that's really far away. I don't want to mess with them. Oh, another ship landing, huh? Also looks very far away. I'd rather not. Yeah, usually these ship landing is just a small squad of some kind of enemy faction. Usually spacers, sometimes Crimson Fleet. And then you can kill them and loot their stuff, and that's really about it. Not much more than that. That I've seen anyway. Maybe there's more that I haven't experienced, but about the long and short of it for me. Actually, that ship might have been landing at this structure over here. Which seems interesting. You can steal the ship if you want more ships to build upon in your star yard. Yes, indeed you can. It's kind of finicky though. As soon as you kill everybody in that squad, then that ship will take off, and if you're on it at that point, you'll just die. It does get a little wonky. So you have to try to either rush the ship while the squad is still alive. Oh, jeez. Alright. Oh, let me check this real quick. I do have a skill point that I can use. Robotics is the one that I want. Yes. So now I can hack robots up to 10 levels higher than me to make them flee for a limited time. And then turrets count as robots in this, so basically just any unmanned automaton is going to count as a robot for this. So that's why I wanted to take that before I killed this turret. That will count toward the ranking there. Boom, there we go. And that should have given me one toward my 25 that I need. Indeed it did. Now when I kill 25 robots, I will be able to rank up to robotics rank 3, which is great for a cyberneticist, I think. Had that bug, it was funny the first time around. Yeah, that's the kind of Bethesda jank that we're all showing up for, right? Of course, when you're actually trying to play the damn game, it becomes a little less funny over time. But yeah, no, I got a good belly laugh the first time it happened to me. Oh, another one, huh? I'm feeling pain for some reason. I only got shot point blank by a machine gun turret like 7 times. Oh, another one. Any more? It's real dark in here, huh? Plutonium. Isn't that what Doc Brown needed to run the DeLorean time machine? Was it plutonium? I think it was plutonium. Maybe uranium, but I thought it was plutonium. If I remember correctly. And here's our artifact. Way deep down in the bowels of this frozen, forsaken planet. Really? Oh, that's a tough one. There we go. About the stars. Talk to Sarah. Is this a new thing? I don't remember talking to Sarah in my last playthrough. In the last New Game Plus. Maybe I did. I don't remember. But now I'm curious. Let's see what she says. Back to Alpha Centauri. So let's stop by Vlad at the Eye to see if he could find any more temples for us. And then when we're done there, we'll just head down to Jemison at the lodge and talk to Sarah about it.
Unregistered starship. We're detecting... Well, it's what we're not detecting that's an issue. What's powering that thing? You know what? Just hold still while we do the contraband check.
Hell, lady, I don't even know what's powering this thing.
Go ahead and land.
I stepped through this portal and I came back out and I was in this goddamn crazy spaceship. Wearing a goddamn crazy space suit. I don't know what's going on any more than you do. Well, that's not true. I do know a little bit about what's going on, but I don't know the whole story yet. They do try to keep things mysterious, that's for sure. There are hints.
Did about a year's worth of astronomy in a matter of moments.
We talked about the Pilgrim and Father Aquinas earlier. And the Hunter.
Feel like I should be seeing heavens or...
I hate it when he gets stuck in that animation. It takes forever to be able to talk to him. It's so annoying.
I'd go into the astronomical charting data with you, but clear as day just to point you right to it.
Okay, new Starborn abilities, ready and waiting. Let's head down to the lodge now. Talk to Sarah.
It is customary to say.
Oh, here's Andreja here too. I don't remember seeing her before.
I stand by my initial skepticism of you.
A Starborn? I have heard of stranger things. The others told me about you. That you knew where to find me. That I'd be standing over 2 dead bodies. What else do you know about me?
I don't want to assume anything. I want to know who this Andreja is.
This Andreja? Like there's a shelf of them somewhere with copies just to choose from? Nothing about this is comforting.
So it's not far off. Multiple universes don't make you less worthy of being understood. Give me a chance. I agree. It's better if we kept some distance, but yeah, no.
And how would I do that? Where would we even start?
I helped find you while you were out searching for artifacts. We can start there.
A stretch of the truth, but I suppose it gives us somewhere to begin. Very well. We can try.
Well, thank you. I'll keep any foreknowledge about you to myself if that helps. I shouldn't be pushing you to do this. We shouldn't pretend.
Perhaps that is for the best. Your Andreja was another person. Another time and place. If you need help gathering the artifacts...
The Cyberneticist is honest almost to a fault,
We
right?
should not talk about this again.
As he installs more
Or not, you're part of Constellation now. I hope
cybernetic things into his body, he kind of alters his biology and his body chemistry to a point where he starts kind of losing some more of his more human quirks, you know. He doesn't have much of a temper at all. He starts losing his sense of humor. Oh, is this Cora?
Wow.
So Sam's around here somewhere
so
too,
you're
huh?
the extra-dimensional entity, right?
His capacity for like love and romance start to diminish more and more. He becomes more and more robotic, kind of, you know, somebody alluded to him as like Darth Vader or the Borg. Barrett and Sam Coe are up here too. Cool. I haven't talked to any of these guys yet.
So, I was planning this whole excursion to Aquila, but then Noelle tells me that she knows exactly where the artifact is. And that something called a Starborn told her everything about them.
That's me.
And she also mentioned that you might know everything about me already.
True.
Been a weird day, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I know it's a lot, but I'd like us to get to know each other.
But you already have, right? You knew some kind of other universe version of me. How is this gonna be anything other than awkward?
Well, you're right. I really shouldn't be trying to recreate whatever I had in my own universe.
I think that's probably the right call. You need someone watching your back? I can do that. But let's, draw the line there.
Yeah, boy. All right, so getting a cold shoulder from a lot of these people.
Vasco filled me in on what you said about the artifacts and the whole distortion of space and time thing. I'll admit, even I was surprised when everyone showed up to rescue me, saying that some Starborn told them where that pirate base was. You really do look exactly like
AOL Instant Messenger.
Let me guess.
I like your style, N King.
So we kind of already know each other, in a way. Going to walk away from the weirdness of it all? I get it. Not the choice I would make, but fair.
Just not pretending like we know each other because, you know.
Just say the word.
Whoa.
Everything you've told us is extraordinary. I can't believe there's a doorway to a multiverse somewhere out there. So, we have a
You and I had some real good times together in the last universe, Sarah.
From your prior universe.
Some real good times.
Even our secrets, perhaps.
Oh yeah.
It's a bit unsettling, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, we're not the same people we were in the other universe, so... But I do need help.
All right. I don't think I can. What I mean is, I think it would be best if we kept a little distance. I don't want to confuse who I am with who you knew, if that makes sense. But I'll watch your back. How could I not want a front row seat to all this?
So we're not gonna bang is what you're telling me. Yeah, well. Can't blame a cyborg for trying, right? Okay, she basically just gives you all the rest of the artifacts.
Looks like we've both been busy. All the artifacts you said we gathered in your universe, we were able to track down in ours. So, what now?
Okay, so now, Hunter and the emissary always meet in the same place. They'll have the remaining artifacts.
From what you told us,
And then we have a
sounds like
battle
this hunter
royale.
and emissary
See who
won't
gets to
just
go through the
agree to hand
Unity.
their artifacts over. If you haven't found all
Do
those
relationships
temples
get
yet,
complicated when
now
we're
might be a good
Starborn?
time.
They start over. There is some new dialogue here and there, but I think that doesn't actually preclude you from romancing anybody in New Game Plus. My first time around, I romanced Sarah here, and in New Game Plus 1, when I came through the doors here, she's like, you know, you seem familiar or something like that, almost like I know you. Have we met or something like that? So there's some of that stuff. And then there's some other stuff. So it's like a tapestry of things that you affected and stuff at the end of each playthrough. And it does allude to like your relationship with people, and it's actually quite touching. But I won't spoil that part for you. But it's actually kind of nice when you have a really good relationship with somebody. The effect that it has on the universe to kind of go through that. I liked it. And that's kind of what I'm saying here, is New Game Plus is part of the main story. So if you don't go through, you know, at least a few New Game Plus runs, you're not really getting the whole story of the game. You're just not seeing everything there is to see about it. And then every time you go through it, there's a random chance of something really weird happening in that new universe. So you're not, unless you do a bunch of New Game Pluses, you're not going to see those weird things that actually kind of tell a richer story about the multiverse. So it's if you're in it for the story, it's definitely worth it to you know, restart, or not restart, but do the New Game Plus thing several times. It doesn't take long once you get to it. Once you get the hang of it, doing New Game Plus runs. In my experience, so I've been playing the same character now, and I'm on New Game Plus 2, about ready to head into the final stretch to New Game Plus 3, and I am how many hours into the game here? I am 149 hours into the game, 150 hours. I've had single roleplay playthroughs of Skyrim that have lasted 2-3 times as long as this, without any New Game Pluses. So in terms of gameplay time and stuff, it doesn't take you out of your way too long to do these New Game Pluses. It doesn't take you any more time than it does for like a full Skyrim playthrough or Fallout 4 playthrough or anything. But it does add a lot to the story, so I would highly recommend doing it. Don't rush it, like a lot of people say, you know, rush New Game Plus, that's where the real game is. I wouldn't argue that. Take your time, experience the game and the main storyline, become immersed, do your role play and all that, take your time. But when you do get to the end there, and it gives you the option to do a New Game Plus, I would say tie off all of the loose ends that you have in that universe and try New Game Plus. It's interesting. There's a random chance that you're going to see something new and wacky and weird when you step back through those doors again. There's new dialogue. There's new ways of looking at things. You can choose to skip the main quest at that point and just kind of repeat the New Game Plus stuff, or you can do the main quest again and choose different options, romance different people, choose different factions, things like that. It's all very cool. It gets more longevity out of one character, I think, without it taking a whole lot more time. All right. Let's go find this power that Vlad sent us to. See if I can get that separated out a little more. Let's go to Olympus. Let's make that jump. Yeah, it is very interesting. Spacers, level 18. So these guys aren't any small fries here either. 20. There we go. This guy's closer. Oh, he thrusted. Oh, now his friend has joined me too. Her friend, I guess. Okay, now the tough one. One nice thing about the Starborn ship is that when you thrust away, you turn invisible, and they have to redetect you. Relock on. Just ram them to death. That was actually a legitimate strategy for ship combat, like naval ships and stuff. Put some fortified ramparts up front and just plow through an enemy. Why not? What are you laughing about? You're about to get smoked, lady. Yeah, buddy.
Please acknowledge. Spacers are easy targets. Now, most ships would have bugged out and left us with this mess. But you?
Really? Did you do anything? I don't think you entered the fray at all. I will take some repair parts.
Transferring parts now. You take care.
You take care. Yeah, full Klingon bird of prey with the cloaking technology. Yeah, buddy. It's good stuff. Now, I'm already over my time for the stream, but I don't really have much else going on today. So I can go a little over time. If we get there, the space battles that you have with the other Starborn, they are much higher level, their ships are much tougher. So I think I need to go back to the lodge and set up my crew to get some extra bonuses. It's not anywhere near that easy when you fight those guys as it was when I just fought this guy. Or these two spacers here. These guys were small fries. Extreme heat. It looks hot in here. Okay, now we got to do this little annoying song and dance routine again. I watched the girlfriend review. I don't know if anybody watches that YouTube channel at all. It's kind of funny sometimes. I watched the Starfield girlfriend review. She was pretty harsh on Starfield. But she did acknowledge that her and her boyfriend had played for almost 200 hours. So, like, everything that they were criticizing about the game, they at least liked it enough to keep playing it for that long. But anyway, she was like talking about how she didn't know what to call these things that you have to fly through, so she just labeled them the piss farts, which I kind of liked. So I think I want to keep that going. I don't know what else to call these things except for piss farts. The little swirling energy things. So, gotta go tackle all the piss farts. I think in the game they call them anomalies. You run into them in certain quests in certain situations. See, that one I went right the hell through and it just didn't register. That one I did too. These things are so annoying. They need to do something about this. Okay, so 3 in a row that I went right through the middle of. Finally. Cheese and rice. Oh yeah, you saw that one then, right? She actually can sing pretty good. I was surprised. But yeah, that was a great cover. That was a great video. Alright, I'm thinking the guy's gonna... Yeah, there it was. I knew it. Done this enough times now, I know where these things are gonna spawn. Yeah, I think that was... I couldn't tell what the number said. It was either 20 or 28, but once those numbers get up closer to like 40, 50, 60, that's when the Starborn get tough. Those guys are just pawns. They're laser fodder. I do make it a point to go through and find all the temples of power. Oh, I got a new one. I only have 3 left. I had 5 missing before. I think it was these 2, Moonform and Sunless Space. What do these do? These are new, I think. Introduce your enemies to the cold of space, freezing them in their tracks. So this is like Ice Form shout from Skyrim, I think, obviously, right? Moonform. Channel the energy of Luna, Earth's beautiful moon, to be as unmoving and resilient as stone. Interesting. So this might be, well, I don't know, probably not like reactive barrier, because that one actually does add to your resistance levels, as I showed earlier, or reactive shield. I don't know what this one does. Let's try it. Oh yeah, looks kind of cool. Doing the thing from Fantastic Four with the rock skin. Does that give me... Wow, that does way better. 859 physical resistance. This is nuts. This is way better than the reactive shield. I bet it took a lot more power though. Well, not all that much. Throw some Starborn essence on there and you'll be, or quantum essence, I guess, and you'll be recovering in no time. Wow, this is my new go-to. This is cool. It doesn't last very long, though. The reactive shield, I think, lasts longer. Doesn't take up as much juice, either. Huh. Well, we'll try it out, see how well it works, but yeah, that's like double the resistance that, that the thing I was using was giving me. Very freaking cool. I'm with it. All right, let's Moonform would probably be great right before you jump into melee. Yes, indeed. Assuming you have enough melee damage to be able to end the fight quickly enough before it wears off. But yeah, I mean, you can always just take that quantum essence and recover and recast as soon as possible. It's not like the shouts from Skyrim where you have like a cooldown meter and you can have like enchantments and stuff that help that go a little quicker. It's actually like it's like a magicka bar that you can spend and deplete. So if you have enough, I don't know what to call it, star juice left over after you cast one of these star form powers, you can actually cast another Starborn power right after that, as long as they're low enough level or whatever. Or cost efficient enough to be able to do it.
Unregistered starship. We're detecting... well, it's what we're not detecting that's an issue.
What's powering that thing? You know what? Just hold still while we do the contraband check. Scan complete. You're cleared to land at New Atlantis.
Your face is clear to land in New Atlantis.
A stranger from beyond. It did about a year's work. Been poring over.
Yeah, this part does get repetitive, but I feel like it's a waste not to upgrade your Starborn powers before you step through the Unity again. I mean, you're always going to be able to do another New Game Plus, and these things will be here for you to do, but I feel like why not just go ahead and get them all before you go through the end game one more time. Oops, this is the wrong thing. Procyon is where I want to go. That's pretty close. Especially considering, where is it? Right here. Especially considering that New Game Plus ups the difficulty each time you go. It gets harder. Okay, yeah, these guys are gonna be tougher than the spacers for sure. Getting hung up on debris. Die from it, you pirate scum. There they go. Okay, who's next? Okay, hull and shield both look good. Concentrating fire from all the rest of the guys. All right. That went well. Had a lot of help, though. See if there's any credits or repair parts in the cargo hold here. There's some ship parts. Oh, ran right into it. That's one thing about these Starborn ships is they're very silent. It's really hard to tell how fast they're moving until you're right up on something, and then it's like hard to hit the brakes. All right, we've got enough. All right, I think after I find the power in this planet here, I'm just gonna go ahead and call it a stream. I was hoping to maybe get through some of the New Game Plus stuff, or at least get closer. We did get closer. I'm ready to make that end run now. But I just want to go through and get all the different Starborn stuff, all the upgrades before I head into the next New Game Plus. But I'm not going to be able to be at this all day. I do have some, not much, maybe a little bit of errands to run, some yard work to do. I got to cuddle my dog a little bit. She doesn't like it when I sit in my room all day playing video games and not paying attention to her. I also got to clean up the kitchen too. My wife's coming home today. She's been out for a couple weeks, just visiting the parents. But I don't want her to think I'm living like a slob while she's gone. No, actually, she knows better. I would just like it to be nice and clean for her when she comes home. Because I'm a good husband. That's what I do. You got a lot closer, you became a moon man. That's true. Like, remember, was it the Pepsi commercials, or was that like a McDonald's commercial, or was it both? The moon man with the piano, Paula Abdul dancing. What is it I'm thinking of here? I feel like Michael Jackson might have been part of that, or maybe I'm just getting that confused with Moonwalker. The 80s were a wild time, man. That was Mac tonight. He was the McDonald's guy. I see, okay. Man, now I want McDonald's. That's effective marketing, when you remember a commercial from 40 years ago and it makes you want that product. It's wild. Marketing and human psychology. What even is it? That's the real Starborn ability. Being able to market to that shit. Where's the piss fart? There it is. That's gonna dissipate real soon. Don't go anywhere. Let me get you. Didn't work. Too late. Boom, got it. Okay. We're good. We made it, guys. Now we just gotta kill this last Starborn. They don't use that mascot anymore because he became a 4chan character. That's amazing. Calm down, you stellar douche. Ooh, 2 headshots took care of him that time. Nice. Alright, so yeah, this is what I'm gonna be doing. Maybe for the next, I don't know, hour or two. Cleaning up all these temple powers, getting upgrades to the stuff that I already have, finding new stuff. This was an upgrade for something. Still got 3 left to find that are new. Not sure which one. Not sure which one got it updated. Ooh, actually this looks like reactive shield level 3. Nice. Let me just see what kind of resistance levels I get on this one. Some fancy footwork there. 459, not much. I think I was at 438 earlier, so just a little. Just a little. Not anything like Mac tonight. Alright. Well, I think that is it for me for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I had a lot of fun, as I always do, being able to bark at you from my microphone, playing Starfield. What are the announcements? Oh yes, I'm very extremely close to finishing up the Scorpion build guide. That should be out next week at some point. Yeah, getting real close on that. So Skyrim content is incoming. I still need to get back to the Steger Shaman Assassin. And I still got a few more things to do for the Cyberneticist guy here. And I think once I get to a good spot with Starfield to where things are becoming routine and I got a good understanding of the trajectory of where things are going and everything, I want to get started on Cyberpunk, and I do want to do some Cyberpunk content, probably just in the form of like build guides and little synergy videos here and there as I find them. But they're still going to be pretty focused on Skyrim. There's still going to be a Skyrim channel, first and foremost. So the order of operations here is a Scorpion goes out. There's probably going to be some dungeon clear videos for him to kind of promote that video after the build guide goes out. Maybe some shorts here and there showing off some of the things that he can do. Then I will be, the next build guide after that will be the Cyberneticist, once I can get him to a point where I can show off everything that I want him to do, and get to a certain level in New Game Plus so that I can show off his abilities against, and his effectiveness against the highest level enemies in the game, just to make sure that everybody knows that that build guide is good to go for highest difficulty level and highest level enemies. And then after that, we'll be going back to the Steger, Shaman Assassin build guide. And then we'll see where to go with the Cyberpunk 2077 stuff after that. But yeah, still mostly just Skyrim stuff. This was a lot of fun. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for joining me. You as well, the N King and Caladran. I had a great time. And then everybody else who was in the chat. Magus80 streams over on Twitch. You can find his link in the description below, same as the Wind who dropped by for a little bit. Caladran has a long-running fanfic set in the Skyrim universe that is also in the description below, and she does have her own YouTube channel that she's been posting to fairly regularly as well. Who else? Oh yeah, Maldaroth was in earlier. He streams over on Twitch as well. He does probably mostly Skyrim stuff. Does some Diablo 4 stuff as well. Anything else? I think that was it for everybody who was here. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Take care, okay? Bye, guys.